What's good, everybody? It's your boy Rome himself, and you already know what it is. We are here yet again with another special video here, courtesy of our SNK overlords. They gave us early access, special early access, if you will, to try out Joe Higashi ahead of his release. Now, you guys already know Joe Higashi is one of the legacy Fatal Fury characters making their way back into City of the Wolves. They will be the third DLC character, which completes the trio, right? We now have Andy and Terry as well playable in the game, but we're going to be going through Joe, just looking at some of his special moves here, as well as his supers, because look, y'all know Joe, he's been here for a while. There might be some new folks here that might be uninitiated, but this video is going to briefly go over why you know you will be maining Joe once he comes out. Now let's get to it. Joe's first special is the Hurricane Upper. This is his classic tornado, first seen in the very first Fatal Fury game. Like most fireballs, the light version is a slower version, and the heavy is a little faster, but the heavy also shoots out too. So they both cover good ground. You'll notice that neither of them go full screen though. In this game, they feel more like a shotgun blast. In most other games, Joe's fireballs are usually full screen. However, there's quite a few titles, not mostly in the Fatal Fury, but going over to the King of Fighters games, starting with KOF 96, I believe, where Joe's tornadoes are actually more short-ranged in this similar capacity. So that's one of the aspects from KOF that he brought over into Fatal Fury. Next move is Tiger Kick. And let's be real, what's a Muay Thai specialist without some type of rising knee? This is Joe's trademark uppercut, and it functions just like every other City of the Wolves uppercut, where the light kick version is generally the one you want to use for invincibility. It'll go through a lot of normals and specials, even on wake up, where the heavy one is almost secluded just for anti-airing. But of course, you got that breakable version here, which is new to Joe. He's never had a breakable move, not being in the original Mark of the Wolves. So this one will be used to do combos, end combos, pretty much super versatile. But yo, can we take a second to appreciate the aura of this man, to have a tiger emitting from his body? In past Fatal Fury games, Tiger Kick always had a bit of fire surrounding it, but now look at him, man. It's even more dramatic. Joe has really stepped into this full master position here, honed his skill. Oh, and before I forget, the EX version actually gives you better horizontal movement for an easier combo extension. Speaking of horizontal, Joe's third classic move is the slash kick, and that also makes a return with the same formula. Light kick slash kick is your go-to for light normal meterless combos. It still does a lot on corner carry and actually pushes Joe really far. Heavy slash kick is a double hitter that resembles the Fatal Fury 3 incarnation by striking with both feet. The heavy version is also breakable too. You can stop it short so it doesn't go full screen, tricking your opponents, maybe getting them to jump or maybe forcing them to block and getting close enough to them to land a throw. But it is a great option. Obviously, will be fun to see how players get to utilize it. And finally, the EX version leaves Joe airborne actually, which makes it a lot easier for him to combo into his air rev blow, giving you a hard knockdown, which you can go for a safe jump and start that pressure. Speaking of pressure, Bakuretskin, I think that's how he says it, the TNT punches, if you will, returns in this game. Another one of Joe's just long-standing moves, changed a lot throughout the game. Sometimes it's a mashable attack. More lately in these modern games, you can input it by doing a 6-2-3 motion or an uppercut input primarily, but it still functions like it always has. Joe does a rapid punch with different follow-ups. Heavy follow-up is that elbow bonk that Joe does from classic games. I believe he also started with this one in Fatal Fury 3 as well. And yes, it does still knock down, which is good. However, he has a new follow-up in his game. It's called the boom punch, and this one is done with the light punch. What it does is it leaves Joe at a point blank range actually, which is rather good. It keeps the pressure going. It whittles down your opponent's meter, right, to push them closer to overheat. But even on blocking, it's not that bad. As you can see, it leaves Joe at about a -2. So he's still in your face, which means he can go for a mix-up, maybe a throw. He can go for a DP break just to catch you pressing a button. This is going to be a fun one for players to use when they are applying pressure. EXTNT punches gives a new move called that's just called the Bakuretskin finish, and that ends with Joe launching enemies in the air with a fire uppercut. Looks really cool, and if it does look familiar, that's because I want to say it was something he used back in the old King of Fighters games. The level 2 screw upper usually would have an animation like this, so I'm glad that another old school reference here being brought back into the modern era, but under a different move. Golden Heel is back, but it looks a little different. Both versions serve as a great way to dodge grounded fireballs or misplaced normals for a surprise attack. The heavy kick version in particular can cross up depending on the range that you are. Point blank, it will always cross up. You can even hit a few normals and it'll still give you enough time to hit it as a cross up. The EX version serves two purposes. One is that it leaves Joe rather plus on block, so it's great for maintaining pressure, yet again closing the distance, and mixing it up in with his Bakuretskin strings. And its other purpose is when it hits an airborne opponent, can actually spike them down, giving him a ground juggle. It's a little tight for the ground juggle, but you still have it. In some cases, you can uppercut, you can go right into super. You have quite a few options players will get to mess around with. We'll see. A new move alert. Enter the Tiger, stand firm, parry without flinching. This new move is called the Fearless Man because, Joe's fearless, bro. He got it all. He don't scare, bro. He don't scare. I don't even know what I'm saying, but it's not Joe. And y'all know Joe. He don't scare. He no scare. Cero miedo. Jokes aside, Fearless Man is a really cool attack. It's new. It's a parry for Joe. Once he parries, or actually not even once he parries, he has that option there to do as a defensive tool, but normally Joe has different follow-ups coming out of this. If you press heavy kick after, you're going to get the Tiger Claw, which is a sweeping low attack that hits standing opponents. If you press heavy punch, you're going to get the Tiger Wrath, which is Joe's fierce elbow. It's kind of similar to the TNT punch elbow, but this one hits even deeper. It's got a really cool animation on it. You have Tiger Tempest, which is a forward medium kick that acts as a counter poke. And the EX version, I believe, of this actually nullifies everything, highs and lows, so it'll flat out beat a ton of moves. And last but not least, you have Tiger Torment, which is just a throw. It's a command grab in a way for Joe if people see him go into the Fearless stance and they don't want to interact with it. Getting to Joe's supers, you got the Screw Up. You already know, traditional Joe super, he launches a giant tornado. The level 2 version is a higher category tornado or hurricane, if you will, that launches higher. This is Joe's invincible super. So you're gonna see players using this on wake up to get out of situations. It's fast enough for Joe to combo, but it's not his most damaging super, because that would lead us to the Slide Screw, which is a newer super for Joe. It does look a lot like Joe's KOF 13 Neomax and even his KOF 15 level 3 super as well, where he winds up his fist and does like a giant tornado. But for this one, it's not a projectile, it's just a huge swinging blow. Very reminiscent actually of Rick Stroud's from Real Bout 2, if you guys have played that. But yeah, the level 1 version is Joe's strongest level 1 super. You're gonna want to combo into this one the most. You can charge it up as a matter of fact too, and the longer you charge it, the more damage that it does, and obviously the bigger the impact. The level 2 version is where it's at though, as the level 2 version actually gives Joe a wall bounce. And not only does it give him a wall bounce, but he has a follow-up attack. So another screw-like attack right after the second follow-up. If you knock them to the wall, you can opt for that, but because it's a wall bounce, it also gives you more time to fill out the situation, look at the meter you have, what combos can you do, and think about being, again, more creative with Joe. Joe is always known about his combos, so being able to have this sick wall bounce here and, project where you are on the screen, if you're closer to the corner, if you're far away from it, and really assess the room and see, okay, what can I do? I have this much, I have that much. It's going to be another tool from Joe that's going to really flesh out players' mindsets and how they're going to be able to approach and use the super. But I think it's going to be awesome to see the highlights that comes from this one. And last but not least, Joe's hidden gear. You already know the level 3 is going to be the flashiest of the flashy. I don't even need to talk anymore. I'm going to just let y'all check it out. And that is my full preview of Joe Higashi. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this character, if you're going to be playing him on release, if you're an old-time fan and you're happy to see the new changes to Joe, and overall just looking forward to more and more Fatal Fury City of the Wolves hype. Once again, I want to give a big shout out to SNK for gracing us with an early build here to show off Joe and get a nice hands-on experience. But that's not the end of the video, folks. We got a few more things to talk about, a lot of news, a lot of exciting happenings in the world of Fatal Fury. The first is that we have EVO France on the way. It's going to be the weekend of October 10th. It's going to be another banger for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. We're going to see who's going to come out on top, who's going to be the next Evolution champion, who's going to join Goichi in that and becoming one of the strongest players on the planet. Not to mention, we are finally getting unique character rankings as well. So for my diehard players out there that want to be the best player, the best of their character, I can't wait to see y'all online because I'm going to be the Grandmaster Joe. And finally, I want to talk to you guys about something that's near and dear to my heart, and that's the official Fatal Fury Discord. As some of you may know, I am the community manager for the Discord, and we have a lot of great events coming up here, and I just want to let the uninitiated know what we got going on when Joe comes out. So jump into the official Fatal Fury Discord today and be a part of all our events, competition, and community. A Joe Higashi combo contest, a Joe only tournament with prizing for top 4, a live interview with Joe Higashi's official voice actor, and we also have new Discord quests that you can earn XP and unlock exclusive rewards. So if you're someone who's looking to get better at the game, make some friends, celebrate the history of Fatal Fury, and earn some cool rewards on the way, make sure to lock in, tap in, join the official Fatal Fury Discord at discord.gg/Fatal Fury. That's all the time I got, guys. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all in Southtown.
That's all for now, fighters. But if you've enjoyed what you've seen, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to follow Rome's social media pages down below. Take care, see you next time, and most importantly, thank you for watching.